Hello, viewers. My name is Adam,
Nah, I'm Aaron.
and this is Sticky Media Productions,
We watched it.
and we're doing it outside. Why not?
Kinda wanted a storm drain around here, but
That's not happening anytime
yeah,
soon.
well, it doesn't matter. He ain't knocking over and anybody's doing stuff right now.
You
anyway.
know if you watched a movie about storm drain.
Okay, so let's get into this. I was not afraid. This movie was not scary. I thought it was going to be terrifying. They built it up to try and be terrifying. And let's just say it right now. I'm tired of riding the freaking hype train. The hype train doesn't exist. It sucks. I'm sorry. That's just not the case. The movie itself don't suck. The movie itself was pretty damn good.
Yep.
But the hype train itself, no, I'm tired of this hype train bull crap.
Yep, this is basically what we keep on saying. Keep your expectations low, and well, at least medium, because expectations is needed if you're going, especially going to pay out to go watch something.
And you had to actually want to go out and watch the film in the first damn place. So let's just put that out there. So I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be excited to see a film or to actually, hear about it. But definitely don't build it up to be something to be the end all be all of all films is going to be coming out the dang year.
But back to it.
Stephen King's most famous novel that he's written.
Arguably, for many reasons why. It's a very heartwarming but yet thematic novel. It's dealing with
It's supposed to be
fear.
what are you talking about? Epic novel. The source material itself is supposed to be epic. This movie is supposed to have been
epic.
Ew, the movie
the
is
second half.
No,
the source
no.
material is second half. Here.
Okay, yeah.
No,
the second
that does not
half,
make it epic.
no, but the story is. Oh, come on, I'm sorry. Yes, we all know Stephen King is not the greatest when it comes to finishing a story. But damn it, when he does the beginning of it, when he starts it off, this sounds hype. For a lot of people, when it comes to it, the original adaptation, which was the 2-part television series, that was the first introduction into this particular kind of story. And for the most part, that's responsible for a hell of a lot of whole people having a bunch of freaking fears. And was it chlorophobia when it comes to clowns?
The fear clowns. But a major difference that people will notice from that first adaptation is that the time periods have shifted. The first adaptation is more in line with the books, where it was set in the 50s and the 80s. This one is from the 80s, and from what it looks like, they might be making a part 2, which will be set during
Present day,
at least.
Yeah, the 2000s basically.
2010s.
Yeah, 2010s.
But basically, it still follows that same structure, even though it's only focusing on the first half of the story. And for the most part, it does a good job depicting the children's perspectives, as we'll
Let's just say
talk
right
about
now,
that.
this movie would be shit if it wasn't for the actors that were playing in this film. Specifically, the children and Pennywise himself being played and portrayed by Bill Skarsgård. That guy is a beast. That whole family is working, is doing this jobs, this laps around Hollywood.
And they're stealing everybody's jobs, actually.
Hey, you know
So
what?
If you're an actor, look out. If you might want to move away or fight very hard for that role. Back on the story, this movie had a lot of heart that I was not expecting.
Unexpectedly had a lot of heart.
usual in a horror film.
Definitely.
And it actually played like a Goonies mixed with Nightmare on Elm Street that I heard.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely something that you would have watched if it was made in
You
the
can bring
80s.
your family to go watch this film. This was mostly a family-driven film.
Yeah, just because it has an R rating and kids are cursing up a storm and there's
what kid hasn't?
occasional blood spatter.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I could have. If I had kids, I would bring them to go watch this film because this isn't done to extent that is too much.
No, I would want this movie to be a lot, lot more edgier.
Yeah, I agree. I would wanted to push the envelope a little further. I mean, this was tamed, in my opinion. This is a tamed film.
Definitely, especially if you're comparing this to like something that would probably been filmed in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But,
oh God, could you imagine?
That's where it's at. But this movie, it definitely strips a lot from source material, but from what they do,
it strips enough, not a lot. It strips enough from the source material that it definitely has its own part.
But from what they do use, it does still craft a solid picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it should have been elevated a lot more, especially if they implemented the social fears and context that's about the story.
But let's get into it. Let's talk about the actors, because this, like I said, this is a character-driven film.
Even more so than any horror movie I've seen in a long, long time.
And let's just get down to it. This film literally is centered because of a few main actors in this piece.
The actors, actor Jaden Liebenher for Bill, Sophia Lillis for Beverly, Bill Skarsgård for Pennywise.
I'm telling you, people, y'all need to be watching out.
And unexpectedly, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
This kid got talent. I'm sorry, this kid is not only hilarious, he's got a hell of a lot of heart. I mean, this kid, he's making some strides.
It's just, I really hope that his career doesn't get typecast into 80s character type roles.
Yeah.
Especially since he's basically the more, I'd say, most well-known name in this children casting.
Yeah, no, he might be the most well-known, because it's not like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Bill Skarsgård, he's coming off of Hemlock Grove, and what else he's been in? That's the main thing I know him from.
But the characters is where the main focus is in the story. And Bill, he's basically the grounding character in the story. Basically because of the opening scene with his brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No matter how many times you see it, it's still pretty, messed up what happens. And this film does push it a little further than the original one did, but at the same time, as much as they did do it, they don't give you. This movie is very fast paced, so any type of, I would say, horrific scene that's being presented on screen is not done extensively, or it's not given enough time for you to actually resonate with it. It's quick. It's there and it is gone.
What they do flesh out is with the character of Beverly a lot more.
Oh yeah, this is a lot more on her character. I thought was ever going to see.
Well, she practically had to. She's the only female character. But they aside from doing the lot more risky business that is from the source material, they do a lot more accurate job with the character that is actually quite tasteful than what they were originally planning to do.
Especially if you're a fan of the book and you know which parts we're talking about. This an iconic part in the book.
Infamous.
Infamous part in that book that none of us wanted to see, and thankfully you don't. It's not here. But, I mean, that's one little spoiler part. I'll definitely put it out there. You don't have to worry about that. But at the same time, it's like,
But it is Pennywise, the clown, that is the reason why real reason why people wanted to go watch this movie.
Now, a lot of people thought that because we had the original series, the television 2-part series, that was being, who brought to us Tim Curry's adaptation of the character, that was it. There was nobody else was going to be able to hold in the reins of that character. And what Tim Curry did, no one could top him. I'm surprised to say that despite this character not necessarily being as terrifying as Tim Curry's character was, Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise definitely is memorable in the aspect of him bringing to life Pennywise in his own image. These are two completely different clowns. When I look at the character that was brought to life by Tim Curry, I see a menacing, relentless, sadistic overseer of horrors.
Because it has a superiority complex.
Exactly, which is the biggest part to that character that I would ever say. That's a huge part to that character in the book is that he believes that he's above everybody.
Bill Skarsgård does bring a more physical role.
Yeah, he's a lot more active than the one that Tim Curry was, and I like that aspect. I feel as though Pennywise needed that kind of athleticism and that that ferocity that he brings in his actions. I mean, God, there's one part, and there's like a couple of parts in this film that he was able to do with his body, the way he acted with his body. It was impressive.
Yeah, but the more negative aspect to how they portray Pennywise is that there's not enough of him.
Yeah, that's definitely a part. But again, even though there wasn't enough of him, that's half the my complaint that both of these films would actually do is that there's not enough of him being in this film, but then at the same time that's supposed to be the case because Pennywise is not that emphasized in the book himself anyway.
No,
because it's not about Pennywise. Pennywise is only one part of it.
No, he's actually a full entity
that exists beyond this one mass,
this one realm. But that's going towards novel. But what they should have done is still at least portray him as this overseeing entity that really do prey on the fear
of the kids, and they try to do that with him, but because because Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise is more childlike, they don't emphasize his superiority complex that he really needed in this film.
Yeah, but from what they were able to bring to this mid-range budget film, the production is still quite solid and actually a lot more impressive to what most horror films are. We're
talking about Warner Brothers here. These people know how to make a movie feel like a film,
Yes.
And it's just it's astounding. The production value, even though they're not doing anything necessarily new with this film, what they have brought to the table, they do astoundingly well.
From the cinematography, the sound design, it's practically something. It makes you do feel in this world that they did craft.
Yeah.
And also emphasize the more darker, gritty nature of the story, despite them not fleshing out what they need to. So that is a good plus for this film. I don't want to say disappointed because it's still a solid film.
Yeah, it was still a solid film. I'm not sad that I saw it. I'm happy I saw it. And I'm happy I saw it in a theater. But at the end of the day, I was waiting for more, and it just didn't. It didn't rise to my full expectations. I'm hoping that part 2, especially part 2, considering
it's actually a matter of when. It's
going to be a part 2. This movie's done too well in the theaters for it not to have a part 2. It's going to be a part 2.
And again,
it could have been great. It could have been amazing.
Yeah, it could.
But it ended up just being a good film.
My name is Adam.
And I'm Aaron.
And this has been a Seeking Media Productions. Make sure to click the notification bell and follow us on Twitter and on Facebook.
And please remember, we're here for you guys. We're gonna just bring it out to you. We're gonna hit you strong with it. So, but as always, see you later.
Bye.